You ain't got what it takes to do it like me. Get your head up in the game or you can sightsee. Waiting for a handout, this ain't that right league. Spend so much time out here balling, it's my wifey. These are what I live, I breathe, I sleep, my dreams are lavish. Went from check to check to check the balance. I press, I bet you flop, you all theatric. I'm mostly savage, gambling, take advantage. I'm here to ball while you call off work. When that top jump back, before I call off vert. Before I hit my context, check my call off first. See if I can make a play to get it all off merch. Woo! Let an animal loose. A separation off finesse, I'm just preparing to shoot. Or I can put you on some skates, breaking ankles and news, saying this is what they pay me to do. I don't think you're trying to get rich. You don't want it. You ain't really trying to get rich.
This is it. Opening day. The regular season is set to begin, and we're thrilled to bring you all the live action right here on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. And Doris Burks on the sideline as well. We'll see the Indiana Pacers defending home turf in the Eastern Conference. Here, match up against Cleveland is how they'll kick off the new season. The previous season series split right down the middle. These teams were quite evenly matched. Look at Cleveland's starting group. J.R. Smith and LeBron at the 2 and 3. Down low, it's Love and Mozgov. And it's Williams at the point guard. Nice shot by Smith.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie. And guys, the first year for David Blatt, he was second-guessed at every turn. And that happens when you are picked to make the finals, but also when you coach LeBron James.
And here's George for three. It's rebounded by Cleveland. For three, Smith. The shot is off, so Indiana will take it the other way. And for Black, Greg, everyone did wonder if he would be the right fit early. As the season wore on and the Cavs got tougher, those questions, Clark, went away.
Yeah, and I think most people forget that he's an iconic coaching legend overseas.
Good point, yeah.
So coaching is coaching. Sure, it's not the NBA. But this guy brought a pedigree and resume that was quite substantial.
Hill passes to George. Miles, that's good.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
And LeBron throws it down.
LeBron cheese, man.
Well, nice pass, great catch, even better finish.
Hill kicks to Ellis.
I'm supposed to go 10, man.
And the ball
bullshit.
Last touch by
Excuse my
Mozgov.
language.
Just about 2 minutes into the game, first quarter of basketball. And George, here we go. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
And check out the bounce.
Oh, bounce to the ounce. Clark, how about that?
Yeah.
All right,
You
showing
said
him
it,
off
Kevin.
right there. Good move.
You said it, my man. He's a highlight reel waiting to happen. And one problem with the Cavs last season was they put immediate pressure on themselves. A part of that was the trade for Kevin Love.
Cleveland shooting their first free throws of the game.
And a season ago, they hit about 75% of their free throws.
As you said, the Cavs put a lot of pressure on themselves because of the trade. You could see it affect the way they came out of the gate.
And you know, it's just night and day, Kevin, when the Cavs began to relax and click. I mean, a total transformation and turnaround. They would go 19-20 in the first 39 games, and then 34-9
like that
over the rest of the season once those guys gelled and got locked in.
Love kicks to James. And the rebound goes to the Pacers.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that.
From deep, George. That doesn't go either for George. And LeBron gets it to go with the assist by Love. 6 points for LeBron.
He's having quite the quarter here, guys. I mean, shooting the ball extremely well.
Hill. And he banks in the layup.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job.
So, timeout called here, the first for Cleveland. Well, the Pacers, despite all their injuries from last season, were right in the playoff hunt until the very end. Had a chance, in fact, GA, on the last day to sneak in, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, they needed a Brooklyn loss to go along with them winning that last game. Ultimately, though, it wasn't in the cards for them, and they ended a game out of the postseason.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Mahinmi's checked in for Turner. Lavoy Allen comes in for George. Solomon Hill is checked in for C.J. Miles. Rodney Stuckey subbed in for Ellis.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was one step late that time, Greg.
It's stolen by Jefferson.
They need to start taking care of the basketball. Careless play since the opening tip.
Have to make the simple play. I mean, already they've got 4 turnovers, and it's still early. And, you know, the Pacers had made the playoffs in each of the last 4 seasons prior to last year's miss. Hard for a team that was coming off back-to-back conference finals appearances to stomach that. But with the injuries, they'll be better and back in the playoffs next year, I'm sure.
And really, it's going to be more of a reload than a rebuild situation for the Pacers. You would have to imagine their goal isn't just to get back to the playoffs, but to get back to being a conference final participant.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Williams is checked in. Here's Stuckey after Richard Jefferson's basket. The Cavaliers another fast break opportunity here. And out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession. 27 seconds left to play here in the first. Hill dishes to Mahinmi. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Mahinmi's got his first points in this one.
Here it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, just getting the ball into the post has to be option number 1 for them right now.
Williams kicks to Jefferson. LeBron James on the wing. And released it in time, but it's off the mark. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Cavaliers.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunities. They're really keeping it up tempo so far.
Pacers trail by 3. And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court for Indiana, they've got C.J. Miles.
Wow, man.
There with Hill. Then it's Ellis, and it's Hill in the point guard position. Here's Smith, and it's sent back by Hill. Cleveland gets it back.
Come on.
Here's Thompson. And
Man.
a nice one-handed slam.
3 jerseys, man.
Kevin, plays like that really
Jeez,
the
man.
reason they've got a nice lead right now. Just a great job on the glass.
And Greg, the jam and the follow gets
Come
their
on, man.
bench jumping. Clark, look at them. They are really into it.
Good
They
block.
sure are. And that's a little salt in the wound there. I mean, they take a miss and turn it into one of the plays of the game. That hurts.
On the wing, Ellis. That falls. Nice.
There you go.
Time from George. Ellis has got himself on the board with 3 there.
He's got so much junk in his trunk. He'll find a way to hurt you.
The Indiana Pacers had a solid season last year, given they were without their star for most of it. They played well at home.
Yeah, even without Paul George, they were in contention. How about 23-18 at home, which is really a solid mark when you consider they didn't have their two best players from a season ago.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Mozgov comes in for Thompson. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Mo Williams. And the basket by Hill.
That's some more rugged play from them inside. They have a decent edge in rebounds thus far.
And all that hard work on the boards needs to continue because that potentially may swing the game.
Great job to hit his teammate on that move, Kevin. You know, for the Pacers in their 23-18 home record, that was better than several teams that made the playoffs in the East.
Good rebound.
They were very tough at home at the defensive end of the floor.
George passes to Ellis. Inside. Here's Hill.
Wow, good defense.
You rarely see him missing dunks, but man, he got fancy with that one, didn't he?
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open.
I tell you what, I like that though, guys. Some coaches might not want you to make a play like that, but I tell you what, when you got the skills like that, I say go for it.
Hill kicks to Ellis. 6 to shoot. Well, you go back last season, the Cavs had a very slow start to the year. Not surprising. They had a lot of new faces and people.
Come on, man. What's up with the free throws, man?
Like the powerhouse they would end up being, as we saw.
Well, you know, they were kind of.
Oh, Monte Evans, man.
In the 5th and 6th spots in the East for the first half of the season. Made some changes though through trade.
It's no loss right here, baby. It's no loss right here. Catch some free throws.
Who's checked in for Hill? Allen comes in for C.J. Miles. Rodney Stuckey subbed in for Hill. Shot's good. And it's 9 points for Paul George.
There is no way a player like him can be left wide open like that. Did you pay attention to the scouting report?
And those mid-season trades for the Cavs really turned things around. Mozgov came in, J.R. Smith and Shumpert secured that 2 spot, gave this team an incredible edge defensively. And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
You know, even though he missed that 3-point shot, I think the defense has to do a better job of challenging the shot.
Yeah, as a coach, you can really ill afford to have those types of opportunities presented against your defense.
So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game.
Yeah, and you know, they built the roster to how they played best mid-season. I mean, it was a great job, I think, by the front office to get the players that fit best into the locker room and into the team style of play.
And Indiana making a change here. Hill's checked in. And Cleveland also making a change. Williams, he's checked in for J.R. Smith. Ellis goes in. Excellent D there from Mozgov. 4-on-3 break. Here's James. Good work defensively by Stuckey.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
Here's Ellis. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. Ellis has got the lead up to 4 now for Indiana. Williams, that's a 2-pointer. Hill pulls it in.
I tell you what, folks, I bet he won't miss that shot next time he takes it.
The drive by Ellis. Score of the basket is third after 5 shots.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
James outside. He got it up.
Sure.
And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. And we've reached halftime in this one. Pacers out in front. as they wrap up the second quarter with a tremendous 17-6 run. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the third quarter underway. Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. Paul George really making a difference here.
And he just went off in those first two quarters, guys. He's capable of doing that on a consistent basis as well. So we might see some changes from a defensive standpoint as they try to disrupt his rhythm in the second half.
You know, guys, I think you've got to make some sort of change. I mean, they can't let him continue to torch him up like he has been.
Good shot.
On the court for Cleveland, LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. Mo Williams up there with J.R. Smith, and it's Mozgov in at the 5 spot. Miles dishes to George.
Wow.
Cavaliers with the rebound.
This is not the slam dunk contest. You don't get do-over. You got to finish the job.
Yeah, heads up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
You know, the Cavs last season won a bunch of games, but they had to fight for a lot of them. They often would fall behind early or dig a big hole and have to fight their way out of it.
You mentioned, GA, the Cavs and their comebacks. They actually overcame double-digit deficits for 13 of their 53 wins last year.
Yeah, and Kevin, I remember their biggest one being a comeback after being down 17 points. I mean, but when you have the star power that the Cavs have, no comeback is out of the question. You're just never safe against this team.
Y'all enjoying the game so far, y'all? Please hit that following button, and for YouTube, hit that following button to my YouTube channel. It's Martell Allen from my YouTube. And for my Twitch channel, it's Martell1679. Hit the following button. I appreciate it.
And get themselves back on track.
And with a little bit going, the second half is underway. James outside. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two.
You know, for the Pacers last season, with Paul George being out for most of the season, they knew it would be a struggle. They would go into lengthy dry spells that made it hard for them to keep pace in the East, in part because they missed Paul George's all-around brilliance and his offense.
As for those dry spells you mentioned about the Pacers, GA, they had a number of long losing streaks last season.
Yeah, as a team, they had 4 different losing streaks of 6 or more games, and they got hot at the end. Season-high win streak of 6 to stay playoff relevant. It was just too little, too late compared to their losing streaks earlier in the year.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
Mahinmi's checked in for Turner. A switch here also for Cleveland. Thompson's checked in. Smith the pass to Love. The drive by James.
That's good. That's a good shot.
That's good. LeBron's got 13.
A nice move to create a gap there in the defense and get to the bucket.
Outside, George. It's up a 3. The
Damn.
Cavaliers pull it in.
Ricky, man.
It's tipped. And it's Mahinmi finishing it off.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with
Wow.
the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it, too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
Really, the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
Jordan Hill, he's checked in for the Pacers. Richard Jefferson, he's checked in for Cleveland. Williams comes with a double team. Mahinmi kicks to George. Shoots from the baseline. Again, Indiana. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, they come in off the loss to the Bulls in Chicago. Hill against James. And Tristan Thompson gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Allen's checked in for Indiana. Stuckey comes in for Monte Ellis. Anderson Varejau's checked in for Cleveland. Matthew Dellavedova comes in for Mo Williams. We've got 1:55 left to play in the third. George dishes to Hill. Shot clock at 5. Stuckey for 3. They get it back. Here's Allen. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And gobbled up that rebound and went straight into attack mode.
Good shot.
He is one of the most determined rebounders, Clark, we have got in the NBA.
Yeah, you're calling it right, Kevin. I mean, he gets so many second chance points because of how hard he works to get to the rebound.
George double team. And so it's Indiana with it. LeBron outside. So the whistle blows on the shot. 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Kevin, I got a chance now to look at where the Cavaliers ranked in the NBA last season. 5th in three-point shooting. 8th in scoring. And they were a top 10 team in field goal shooting. Pretty impressive.
And talking about their three-point percentage, really a hallmark, I think, of successful offenses in today's NBA. And they use that shot to a devastating effect all season long.
The Pacers making a change here. Hill's checked in.
And now one spot the Cavs did struggle with last year was help off the bench. They were last in the league in bench scoring.
Stolen by Varejao. It's tipped. Hill passes to Hill.
Oh my God. Man, just pop up out of nowhere, man.
The play here in the third. In the corner, it's James. Fires from the
Good shot.
And Varejao kicks to James.
Good shot.
And he sinks that one in the back of the rim on the way in. LeBron's got 9 points now in just the second half. Hill dishes to Allen. Pass to Stuckey. Shot clock at 6. He kicks it to Hill. He gets it up. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. It's the Pacers. They're up by 6. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our fourth quarter coming up next. All right, we welcome you back to what's been a hard-fought battle. Fourth quarter should be good. The Cavaliers trail by 6. C.J. Miles is out there with Turner. Then there's Hill. Then there's Ian Mahinmi. And it's Ellis at the 2 guard. So that's the group out there for Indiana. Cleveland the rebound. Mozgov passes to Dellavedova. Williams' shot is off.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Especially, Greg, when you're scoring the ball at a decent clip the way they have. I mean, they've done exactly what's necessary to take the lead.
Smith drives in, launches it, and another miss by Cleveland.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Mozgov with the steal. And now the Cavaliers. Fast break. Smith's running. Dellavedova, that's good.
And the offense has just operated really smoothly here in the open floor.
Yeah, and for them to reduce the lead, they should keep the pace brisk. I mean, that's how they've generated the highest quality shots.
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over.
You know, the Pacers ended up in 4th place in the Central Division last year, guys, and that's not quite what they were used to after taking the division the previous 2 years and getting to the Eastern Conference Finals in the playoffs.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Frank Vogel addressing his team. He was absolutely adamant, saying, don't let them off the hook. Let's keep our foot on the pedal and keep doing the things that have gotten us here this far. We're almost home.
Thanks, Doris. Paul George, he's checked in for Turner. Looking at last year at the Pacers, with Paul George out, the Pacers knew it would be tough to win the Central again, and they still played decently, though, going 8-8 in divisional games.
And the Pacers played admirably. I mean, the division just got a lot tougher. If the Pacers bounce back, you could easily see 4 of the Central Division members making the playoffs in the near future.
Smith up top. Stolen by Ellis. And a fast break now for the Pacers. Here's Hill. Good, and the assist goes to Ellis. Ellis has got 4 assists now tonight. And what's your take, guys, in the hustle stats for Indiana?
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. They've been in attack mode on the defensive end.
Yeah, I think you also have to give them a lot of credit for how well they've risen up to meet shooters to challenge shots in this game. A lot of blocked shots tonight. The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
Hill kicks to Ellis. That 3 off the mark.
No.
He's still looking for his first 3-pointer of the second half after making just 1 in the first.
And J.R. Smith picks up the foul. That's his first foul. LeBron's checked in for Matthew Dellavedova. Hill with it. Williams picks him up. And Miles kicks to Ellis. Indiana moving it around. Here's George. Uses
just Mr. Reliable again here today, Kevin. I mean, they need his points, and he's producing.
Good one.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
And Mozgov comes to help. Hill dishes to Ellis. Outside Hill. Outside for Miles. It's back to Hill. 5 on the clock. Fires from the line. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Mozgov's got 4 rebounds in this game. The dish to James.
There you go, Paul George.
Stolen by George. To the middle. Here's Miles.
Game time.
Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist.
It's not over yet, though.
Miles has got the lead up to 10 now for the Pacers.
Man, why you do that?
It's on Mahinmi. Turner's checked in for Ian Mahinmi. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the 4th. LeBron passes to Smith. James in the post. Pacers with the rebound. George with the ball. Now Smith defending. And George.
Oh! Wow, Kevin Love.
Oh, he can really fly. And you combine that, Clark, with some of the nice penetration, too, and you've got an easy 2 points.
And able to just play well above the rim. I mean, that makes this guy so dangerous when he's in the game. And these are the types of games
Money.
where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for the Pacers.
You know, it's tough to put your finger on the deciding factor in this one, but I'd say that the shooting accuracy made the difference.
Shot quality and better overall shooting.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for George. He was extremely efficient offensively, got good looks, and really knocked down big shots all game long.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Lavoy Allen's checked in for George. Hill comes in for C.J. Miles. Rodney Stuckey's checked in for Ellis. Young is subbed in for George Hill.
He's done a much better job of getting to the line here. Aggressively taking it inside and not shying away from contact. I thought he was settling a bit in the first. It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall. This game clinching run they're on.
Yeah, I agree with you. Just not backing off here. I mean, they're looking to close this one out in style. What a time to have this kind of serve.
Here's Indiana now. They're on a 15-4 run. And Young kicks to Allen. Can't get it to go. Cavaliers go the other way with it. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Young dishes to Allen. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass.
It's a wrap. We won.
And you can sense the fact that they didn't want to let
our second game
down here. It's been a fun
of the
night
season
to be in the building.
Greg, it really has been. I
Good
mean,
shot.
such